Stop scrolling past those tiny crossbows popping up on your overseas shopping apps. Look, I get it. You see a pocket-sized frame and a joke of a price tag, and you assume it is just a cheap toy for plinking cans in the backyard. But here is the raw truth. That assumption is a massive mistake. The mechanical engineering being dumped into these microbows right now has completely erased the line between a novelty item and a highly capable tactical weapon. We are talking about palm-sized rigs generating enough kinetic energy to blast a broadhead completely through heavy plywood and keep going. Some of these are straight up dangerous if you do not respect the sheer power stroke they are hiding. You need to see exactly what kind of lethal capability is floating around out there before you brush them off. Stepping up the power, we enter the world of rapid deployment. Rank 5 belongs to the EK Revo 7 and its hybrid brother, the V39 Viper. This is where we leave the traditional single-shot bow behind and step into magazine-fed territory. You are looking at a tactical setup that feels more like a heavy pistol than a standard crossbow, built specifically for close-quarters speed. The technical advantage here lies in the pivoting front lever that connects to a top-mounted gravity magazine. Instead of fighting with a cocking rope, you just slam that front lever down and back. This mechanism simultaneously cocks the limbs and drops a fresh bolt onto the rail. It allows you to dump 7 arrows in about 4 seconds, pushing those projectiles at 250 feet per second. This gives you a massive tactical edge if you miss your first shot. The V39 variant even features a magnetic track channel, letting you run standard arrows or swap to 6mm steel balls for cheap pest control. When you are ready to fire, the trigger snaps like a fragile pane of glass. It is sudden and sharp. The firing sound is incredibly muted, just a brief, tight metallic snap of the string hitting the stops, making it perfect for keeping your position hidden in the woods. But here is the trade-off you need to know about. The polymer used for the magazine housing feels brittle and hollow. It lacks the dense, heavy-duty feel you want in a survival tool. If you take a hard fall and smash that top magazine against a rock, there is a good chance you're going to crack the housing and render the auto-loading feature completely useless. This multi-shot capability is fantastic for clearing out small game, but wait until you see the absolute armor-piercing monster we have sitting at rank 1. Now we get into the serious hunting rigs. At rank 4, we have the EK Cobra Siege 300. This is where the traditional recurve design collides head-on with modern tactical engineering to create a highly accurate platform. It utilizes an exclusive self-cocking lever system integrated directly into the frame. By breaking the stock downward, you activate an internal linkage that draws the string back in one fluid motion, completely eliminating the need for separate cocking ropes. This mechanical advantage allows you to maintain a high rate of fire while pushing heavy 283 grain bolts at a blistering 300 feet per second, delivering over 56 foot-pounds of kinetic energy. When you squeeze the trigger, it breaks like a snapped icicle, crisp, freezing cold, and absolute. The firing sound is a deep, resonating thwack, like a heavy wooden door slamming shut in an empty hallway. But here is the frustration. The AR-style adjustable stock has a serious amount of lateral wobble. When you are trying to lock in for a precision shot using the bipod, that loose stock shifting against your shoulder makes it incredibly annoying to maintain a consistent cheek weld. Entering the elite tier, we are looking at rank 3, the WT Mini Striker. This platform is a masterclass in extreme penetration packed into a ridiculously slender profile. If you need a rig that can punch straight through half-inch plywood and keep driving 4 inches deep into whatever is standing behind it, this is exactly what you grab. It utilizes a built-in mechanical crank system integrated directly into the aluminum alloy frame. Instead of fighting the brutal 120 pounds of raw draw weight, this gear reduction winch translates that tension into a smooth 40-pound pull. It lets you load up back-to-back shots without tearing your shoulder apart, pushing bolts down range at 330 feet per second with massive terminal energy. Squeezing this trigger feels like snapping a thick, dry carrot, heavy, continuous pressure followed by a sudden, violent give. The firing sound is a sharp, high-pitched crack, similar to a heavy bullwhip breaking the sound barrier in a tight, enclosed space. But listen, you are going to pay for this level of performance when it comes to keeping it fed. The proprietary, ultra-stiff micro bolts required to handle this specific high-pressure flight track cost an absolute fortune. You cannot just substitute cheap, off-the-shelf range arrows from your local sporting goods store without risking a catastrophic string derailment, meaning the damage to your wallet is an ongoing reality. Closer to the crown, we have Rank 2, the Excalibur Twin Strike. Let's be real, the biggest historical flaw of any crossbow platform is the agonizingly slow rate of fire. If you miss your initial shot under pressure, you are usually completely out of luck. This dual fire monster completely shatters that single-shot paradigm by giving you an immediate, devastating follow-up capability. It utilizes a brilliant over and under dual rail system paired with an independent double mechanical trigger. Essentially, you have 2 completely separate bow mechanisms stacked together, allowing you to launch 2 independent arrows back to back in a fraction of a second without ever taking your hands off the grip. Pushing those projectiles at 360 feet per second, the psychological dominance of having that instant second shot is totally unmatched in the field. Pulling the trigger feels like snapping a heavy gauge guitar string, intense, tight resistance, followed by a harsh mechanical release. The firing sound is a heavy metallic clank, sounding exactly like a massive steel deadbolt being violently slammed into a thick wooden door frame. But here is the performance quirk you need to accept before dropping your cash. Synchronizing the tuning on both sets of limbs is an absolute nightmare. If one string stretches even slightly more than the other over time, your top and bottom arrows will have totally different impact points, completely ruining your accuracy at distance. We have seen some incredible tactical engineering on this list. We looked at extreme penetration, high volume rapid fire, and even dual barrel instant follow-ups. But to claim the absolute top spot, a platform has to completely rewrite the rules of what a micro footprint can actually do. Enter Rank 1, the Ballista Bat Reverse Draw. This is not just a pocket survival tool. This is a legitimate, heavy-duty tactical weapon, shrunk down into a radically compact frame. It utilizes a highly advanced reverse draw configuration. By mounting the riser closer to the trigger and pushing the limbs forward, it massively extends the power stroke without adding any overall length to the weapon. This geometry generates an insane 150 pounds of raw tension, but the integrated dual cam system reduces that holding weight down to a manageable 50-pound pull. This specific geometry gives you the sheer armor-piercing kinetic energy of the WT Mini Striker at Rank 3, but completely outclasses it by delivering an unbelievable 420 feet per second. It also puts the EK Cobra Siege 300 at Rank 4 to shame, offering a far more devastating terminal velocity while maintaining a much smaller, infinitely more maneuverable physical footprint for tight spaces. Squeezing this trigger feels like cracking a frozen solid wishbone. Immense static pressure followed by a sudden, violent snap. The firing sound is a sharp, concussive thud, hitting your ears like a heavy, thick textbook dropped flat onto a solid concrete floor. Look, the gear we talked about today is absolutely not a game. The market is getting flooded with these pocket-sized rigs right now, and it is way too easy to get distracted by a dirt-cheap price tag on an overseas app. But whether you are running a high-end tactical platform or looking at a budget clone, you are holding lethal kinetic energy in the palm of your hand. You have to respect the mechanics, maintain your equipment, and understand the massive power stroke these micro bows are hiding. Do not let the tiny footprint fool you into treating them like backyard toys, because they will put a bolt through a target just as fast as a full-sized rig. You now know what separates the serious shooters from the guys still reading marketing catalogs.